Hello, and welcome to our conference through the National Association for Esoteric Healing. I'm thrilled that you've joined the conference and have decided to get an early start by watching these additional videos that I've shared. My name is Jen Wolfus, and I'm a teacher and a certified practitioner of esoteric healing. I'll be sharing 2 videos focused on helping ourselves and our friends and family and our clients to dissipate glamours. After reading Glamour, A World Problem by Alice Bailey, I was really inspired to figure out how to assess glamours, to work on my own individual glamours, to help my clients to dissipate their glamours, and then eventually to dissipate world glamours. Master DK lays out in the back of this book step-by-step techniques to dissipate individual and world glamour. But it's not super practical. So I read the book a few times. I read the steps in the back many times, and I meditated on it. I even did a Life Between Lives hypnosis session on this, asking about the technique to dissipate glamours, which was really fun. I wanted this technique to be very simple, but also, of course, effective. I'm not going to teach you all about glamours and illusions in these lessons. That you'll learn in part 4 of the NAEH classes, and I know it's also included in the INEH classes. What I am going to share with you are the videos that I've created showing this technique to dissipate glamours. I use words, these were created for my clients. So I use words like limiting thoughts and emotions, really in place of the word glamours, simply to provide language in a format that our family, friends, and clients can understand. And this is the exact way that I actually use the technique myself, and I find that it works great. You'll see that I'll guide you during this technique to put your glamours in a box. Well, this concept is not new by any means. You've probably heard it before, but I incorporated it with this technique and found that it really works well. So I want you to know that this technique, the way I'm putting it out there to you, it's just a starting point. I'm putting it out there for you to try. Try it out, see how it works for you and for those who you balance. Then if you have improvements to the technique or a totally different way to do it that works better, please get in touch with me. We'll work together and we'll perfect it even more, and we'll get it out to everyone. So anyways, from here on out will be the videos just as developed for my clients. And I'm presenting it in that way, so with hopes that you will also use this and present the same technique to your clients. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Jen Wolfus, and I am a teacher and certified practitioner of esoteric healing. This video is a preparatory video to a guided meditation to help dissipate limiting thoughts, emotions, and glamours. It's a practical application of steps provided by Master Dwell Cool through Alice Bailey in the book Glamour, A World Problem. In the next video, I'll lead you through an adapted method of release, but first, you need to learn or figure out what your limiting thoughts, emotions, and glamours are. And there's some basic knowledge of the technique that I'd like to share, hence the reason for making this preparatory video. So our first step is to identify the thoughts, emotions, and glamours that essentially create a fog in your energy field. These keep you from being who you're meant to be. They can be perceptions of yourself, or perceptions that other people have placed on you. When we believe these so strongly, they can essentially take a form and kind of muddy our field. They could create a sense of thickness or a fog, a density around us. They can feel heavy and hold us back. So we're going to work to identify these things that keep us from being who we're supposed to be, and we're going to make a written list of these items. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video now and go grab a journal, a notebook, or a piece of paper. Grab a pen too. If you have an actual journal, that would be wonderful. That way you can not only make a list, but as you work to dissipate the items on the list, you can also continue to journal about the process. So pause the video now and go grab that journal and pen. So you're back, you've got your journal and your pen. And next we're going to go through several slides of many possibilities of limiting thoughts, emotions, and glamours. This is not a complete list by any means, but it'll get you thinking. And I want you to take time with this. Pause after each slide. Pause throughout during the slides. Really contemplate each item and pay attention to anything that comes up for you. Jot down any that resonate and that you'll want to work on now, or as you repeat the meditation, you can work on these things in the future. Now, this is not an easy process. It's tough to be truthful with ourselves, but that's what we need to do in order to dissipate these thoughts and emotions. This is personal work. This is hard work. Nobody is going to know what items you're working on. This is your personal journal and your personal work. So don't worry about that. Be truthful with yourself. I'm going to kick this off with some biggies. First off is the limiting thought that I need material wealth or material stuff to be happy. I don't know too many people who will honestly say that they don't need to put this on their list. Next up, I'm not good enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not smart enough. Fill in the blank. I'm just not enough. Everyone's trying to measure up to everyone else. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of success. Or I'm not worthy of fill in the blank. Feelings of unworthiness are just so prevalent. And then we have perceptions that others have placed on you, like you're no good, you'll never be successful, you're ugly, you weigh too much, you'll never get that job, you're just not good enough. Anything like that you've been told and has stuck with you, put it down on your list. Now pause the video now and write down any of these that resonate with you or anything related that comes up. We want to dissipate and clear all of these limiting thoughts. These are not easy to admit, but dig deep. We've all got stuff to work on here. So next we have the thought or the feeling of being separate from others, whether it be race, gender, differing beliefs about things, political, religious, immunizations, how to raise your kids, and that list goes on of differing beliefs. Basically any sense of separateness without acceptance of all people and all beliefs. And then we have any thought that you are better than another in any way. For your physical body, actions, your profession, your material aspects or wealth, your race, religion, and the list goes on. Thoughts of self-centeredness, selfish personal ambition, feeling like you need to be in control of everything and everyone, superimposed will upon others and upon groups. I know these aren't pleasant, but pause now and write down any that resonate. And we continue on with getting wrapped up in the need to be loved and the love of others. And there's that need for popularity, an emphasis on personal wisdom, emphasis on selfish responsibility, dwelling in self-pity, fears, fears, fears. Lots of fears that we need to dissipate. Fears that are just not justified. I know we can all identify fears that we need to jot down now. Pause now and write down any of these things that resonate with you. And we continue our list here. Do you sacrifice yourself? Unselfishness, self-satisfaction, selfish service, that need to be busy all the time, busy, 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 running everywhere, needing to fill up the schedules of our family members, such as signing up our kids for many, many activities. Is it for their benefit? Is it for perception of a busy schedule by others? And maybe needing to stay busy to keep from seeing other issues in your life. And there's active scheming, creative work without true motive, good intentions that are actually selfish, devious manipulations, feeling of self-importance. So pause and write down any of those that resonate. We're almost done with these. Thank goodness, they're not pleasant. And there's that need for war and conflict. Maybe you secretly kind of enjoy the conflict. There's being caught up in psychic perception instead of intuition, like focus on psychic phenomena and awarenesses instead of that straight intuition from higher self, source. There's a focus on importance of intellect. Excessive focus on organization. Or focus on the outer, like how you present to others, which hides the inner, your inner beingness. So pause and write down any of these that resonate with you. And finally, this is the last list. We have blind devotion and idealism, maybe to a person, a group, a religion, or to a specific ideal. And we have focus on loyalties and creeds. Maybe you're loyal to a person or a group regardless of what they do or say. We have focus on sentimentality, maybe even overly sentimental where it's not necessarily genuine all the time. We have narrow vision, fanaticism, and we can have excessive focus even actually on world saviors, teachers, guides, masters. You might think, how is that even possible? Well, some people have the ability to see masters, teachers, and guides who are not actually on the physical plane. What can happen is when people have such love, thoughts, and emotions towards a specific person, it can actually create a thought form, which can even present as an image of that beloved person, but it's on a lower plane. It's not real. It's not the real teacher or master. It's a thought form, a glamour, produced by people. We want to make a higher connection. So pause here and write down any of these that resonate with you. Next, I want you to review your list and prioritize those limiting thoughts, emotions, and glamours that you want to work on first. You can work on several all at once, but for your first meditation today, choose just 3 that you especially want to work on. Star those in your journal. Your second preparatory step is to know that you are so much more than your physical body. You have layers of energy around you. In my esoteric healing training, we learned that a lot about these different layers of energy. We learned that you have a physical etheric layer of energy, your physical body, your etheric body, and then you have an emotional body, a mental body, and a spiritual body. And then this leads upward to your soul light, 6 to 12 inches up above your head here, and other higher centers which connect upward to source, however you define source. Now, you don't need to be stuck and focused just within your physical body and our physical needs with our fogs of limiting thoughts and emotions around us. You can connect with this higher energy. I'll teach you an alignment now that can be helpful to do several times a day. What you'll do is imagine a channel of light extending from your heart through your soul light and up to divine source, God, universal love. You use the name that you resonate with. You are directly connected with source at all times. So sense into that beautiful channel of love and light. And then imagine light coming from source all the way back into your heart. So rest for just a moment, focusing into that alignment with source. Our third preparatory step is to spend time in meditation. This helps to build your connection with your higher self. It helps you to live life from a higher perspective, which helps those limiting thoughts and emotions to not feel so overwhelming. And finally, as we prepare to start the technique, I want to give you a visual that may help when we start the guided meditation. In the meditation, we will blend energies to form a bright light in our head. First, we have the energy of source. And this comes through our crown center at the top of our head. So you'll imagine source light flowing through your higher centers and then into your head, and see it as a ball of light within your head. We'll blend this with the energy of the light of the center out in front of our forehead, called our ajna. The crown center brings in the energy from our higher self and source. The ajna in front of our forehead represents the energy field of our body and our own personal beingness. We'll visualize these 2 centers or 2 lights coming together in the center of our head with the light of our mind. We will imagine this ball of light becoming brighter and brighter. So let's practice imagining these coming together in this way. First, close your eyes and focus your eyes inward and upward at a point out in front of your forehead, that ajna, and take a breath. Now bring the awareness of that light backward, in reverse, towards the center of your head. Here, imagine that light blending with the light of Source flowing down through the top of your head. These two lights blend and they get brighter and brighter. Meditate for a moment in this space. Let's review our preparatory steps prior to your guided meditation. Our first step is to identify the thoughts and emotions that create that fog within your energy field. What's causing the fog? We made a list. Step 2 is to know that you are more than your physical body. You have a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual body, which then leads up to your soul light and up to Source. So it would be beneficial to align and attune with Source energy multiple times a day. And then our third and final preparatory step is to spend time in meditation. And this is a really important one for this process of dissipating glamours, dissipating these limiting thoughts and emotions that are holding us back from being who we're really meant to be. This concludes your preparatory video for the guided meditation. So next, find a comfortable and quiet place to rest and then continue on to the next video. I'll see you soon.